Hey friends, it's Tracy. Welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. Now, I love to share crafty ideas with a bit of rustic country charm. That is what you'll find here on my channel. Anyway, I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Tracy. I just love to share the gifts and talents that the Lord has given to me with you. Thanks for being here. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Let me share this country fall pumpkin wreath. Here's a quick overview of how I made the wreath. I have a 14-inch gold frame from Dollar Tree, as well as two 10-inch mesh, my rotary cutter, and some pipe cleaners. So what I do is I just roll these out together. I measure out 12 inches, and then I just cut them all at the same time. Each wreath maker does theirs a little different, but this is just what works for me. And I am cutting 20 bundles of these two 10-inch mesh. And these 10-inch mesh came from Hobby Lobby. Now, to make my cruffles or my ruffles, I just take it and bend it over 2 times. I clamp it. Those little clamps came from the Dollar Tree. I gather it in the middle to make the ruffle. I clamp it. I do the other one the same way and just fold it over 2 times. I clamp it and then fold the other side. And then I'm going to stack them together. I make an X pattern and just, I like to get all of my ruffles, done. And then I use those clamps from the Dollar Tree that I get from the laundry section. They open very wide and it just helps me with my wreath making for these, little things like this. And so then I just take a pipe cleaner and then I just thread it on, and I usually start in the inner ring. I start in the inner ring and then I move to the outer ring, and I am going to put 20 of these bundles on this frame. Next layer, I am using this 10-inch mesh as well. I consider this specialty mesh. It doesn't quite have as much on the roll. But what I do is I just roll it out, and I'm measuring out 15 inches and cut those out. And that is what I'm going to attach on top of the layers just to give a bit of this orange and white color. I do this layer the same way, but I'm rolling it over 3 different times since this is a 15-inch mesh, the length of it. And so I just clamp those together, and I like to have the curls or the ruffles in this, with this specialty mesh. That's just what I call it. That's the color that it gives. And then I just sporadically, I'm going around and I'm just layering this on top of, the mesh that I already have there. And then I'm going to go around and include this in the entire wreath. For my ribbons, I'm using this 2.5-inch ribbon from Michaels. I cut those at 13 inches. For the 1.5-inch, I am cutting those at 12 inches. The gold came from Hobby Lobby, and all of the others may look familiar to you because I shared them recently in my Michaels haul. So guys, I will have a link if you want to see the shop with me that I did from Michaels recently, as well as shared my haul with you. And these 2.5-inch ribbons, as well as the 1.5-inch houndstooth, was included in this shop with me haul. The gold ribbon is from Hobby Lobby. So then I take the time to make my bundles like this. It just helps me with my ribbon. It keeps everything together. So I have these 2 patterns together. It may take a little bit more. It's a few extra steps, but I am all about streamlining. And when I'm ready to put my ribbon in my my wreath, I want to go ahead and just grab it and go. When I'm working with 2 bundles of ribbon, I like do a tic-tac-toe pattern or a zigzag pattern. And so since this is a rustic fall wreath, I am also adding just some strips of raffia. Now this raffia came from Walmart, and what I do is I just tie just little knots. Sometimes I make a bow, but for this particular wreath, I just tied some knots in it. And so then as I am putting in the ribbon, I just kind of, fold it just like that and untwist my pipe cleaner and then put that in. I didn't mention earlier when I had shared that I cut my 2.5 inch at 13 inches and the 1.5 inch at 12 inches. I do that because I like my top layer or my top ribbon to be a little bit shorter so that it lays nicer. And so since I have been doing this, I like it the way that it lays a little bit better, and I don't waste as much ribbon because I ended up like cutting them, and then I said, why don't you just cut them shorter? Anyway, so it's just little tips and tricks that we pick up along the way. We watch other wreath makers, the way that they do things. We kind of just make it ourselves. I am not a perfect wreath maker, and nobody is, but we all pick up tips and tricks along the way. So I'm so glad that you are here watching my video today. For the center of my wreath, I'm using this green painted pumpkin that I did last year. I do have a tutorial of how I painted it. I will link to it in the description box below. It is something that I painted on my Facebook page, so I do have a video for that if you would like to check out from start to finish how I painted the pumpkin and put the flowers on the top and all of that good stuff. And I include all of my doodles and everything else. Anyway, so look for the description box or the link in the description box below. To attach my sign to my wreath, I'm using these cable tie mounts. I do have them in my Amazon store if you would like to check out and get a bit more detail. But it is like if you don't have hangers for your sign or something to attach it to, it is great for something like this. Okay, now what I'm showing here is I added some pip berries. Y'all know I love me some pip berries. Oh yes, and this fall wreath was perfect with the pip berries. Okay, so then here now I am sharing how I added the pumpkin to the wreath. I just attached it with those cable ties with some pipe cleaners and attached it to the frame. All right, here I had these pumpkins in my stash and someone gave them to me. I can't remember who, what, when, where, but anyway, I had mentioned that I am trying to use up some of the things that I have. And anyway, these pumpkins, they almost have like a corn husk, like painted orange husk on around them. I'm not quite sure where I got them from. Anyway, but I just added some skewers to the pumpkin. I just glued those skewers in there, and then I am attaching it around the wreath. I added in different florals like this wheat and small flowers. I think these came from the Dollar Tree. And then these berries I did have on hand. Like I said, guys, I'm trying to use up some of the things that I do have. So I'm sorry that I don't know where that's at. But you can get all kind of fall florals and all kind of different things at different craft stores. All right, guys, what do I do with all of these wreaths? So I'm going to tell you now. And I do design quite a few wreaths. This is my busy wreath season. I do design wreaths for, I sell them at a local business for local pickup at this time. I'm not quite sure what the Lord has planned for me in the future, but right now it's just a local pickup. Anyway, here's just an overview of some of the wreaths that I have done. Some I have tutorials for, some I do not. I just have to quickly get them done because, you know, when the customers want them, they want to buy them. Okay, anyway. Sweet friend, if you have made it to this part of the video, God bless you. Thank you so very much for being one of my loyal and dedicated friends. All right, guys, I love the way that this wreath turned out. It will be going in the gift shop, like I said, that I do sell for. Anyway, I do like to share here on my channel for ideas and inspiration. Y'all have a great day. God bless.